Hello there, and welcome back to Nerdier Things Live. Tonight we are discussing episode 5 entitled The Truth of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about the Army of the Dead trailer that dropped this past week. Taylor, I forgot to ask you, have you seen the trailer for Army of the Dead?
Yep, I have.
Good. And I do have a couple other topics to talk about that came out this week that's pretty interesting.
Nice.
So,
Right.
I guess just like overall, this episode, Truth, was a really great penultimate, second to the last lead up to the finale of the show. A little bit less action packed, I guess.
Yeah,
but
that's for
but
sure.
but still a real solid show. I really enjoyed it. I thought there were some great undertones to it that speak to things that are happening in America these days. Um, some we finally got the cameo that we've been waiting for, and yeah, a great lead into the finale.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Boy, yeah. I mean, it was definitely a lot of like building up to the big finale. I do like that aspect of that because it's definitely making me more excited for the final episode. Um, Due to this episode,
Yeah,
so yeah, this definitely builds up everything now. And then I also want to note too, a lot of the things in the trailers were kind of in this episode as well.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so like everything you saw from the trailers was it was like on this one. So I thought that was very interesting. And yeah,
Yeah, that's cool because that means everything that we're going to see in this finale is going to be new.
yes, yeah, the stuff that's secret,
Yeah.
so to speak. uh, yeah, that's gonna be
So, so we got a little brief, kind of overall thoughts, So, we are going to go into spoilers here. You have been warned. From here on out, there are going to be spoilers for the Falcon Winter Soldier episode 5, Truth. And, just to kick it off, the title of the episode Truth is actually the comic book about Isaiah Bradley and his backstory that we hear in episode 3 and in this episode.
ah, nice. Um, well, he's taking care of an issue right now. Yeah. So this episode, in general, right now is pretty intense. Yeah, I saw yourself mute there, so that's why I just kind of randomly was talking randomly here.
Yeah, I got different little setup here. I'm actually in my bedroom because my wife wanted the front room, so
Gotcha.
um, I unplugged my mic.
Uh yeah, that'll do it. All
So
right.
yeah, the title, Truth. It's the title of the comic book for Isaiah Bradley's backstory, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Intense part
And
of that.
and the episode itself, like, um, you know, dashes off right into some great action sequence. The fight with Sam Bucky and versus John Walker.
That's right. Yep. Right in that beginning. Ah, yeah. They went and chased him down. Went into the warehouse. Um, well, even before like they came in there, he was having his own struggle.
Yeah,
Dealing with the serum inside him and dealing with his friend's loss, and then also dealing with how he, I guess, basically killed the guy with the shield, and yeah, he was going through like all of his stages of grief and I guess in a weird in the sense of like being abandoned now, feeling hopelessness and at the same time just now like kind of in a weird sense like kind of like almost felt like if I was to take a DC character out of it, like put a DC character into this, like it almost felt like him becoming kind of like a Bane from Batman kind of a character. And at this point, like going through all this stuff and then just like, nah, I'm just gonna like tear you down.
right. It
um,
kind of like I kind of felt like it was like his like rage kind of just taking control of him.
yep. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was definitely.
And we see that in the fight because I've been kind of waiting for this, John Walker and Sam and Bucky fighting,
Yes. Yep.
and John Walker was not holding back. He was going for the kills.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, that was that fight scene was actually, I gotta say, that was shot really, really well. I do want to point that out because that was a lot of just the way it was, how they were fighting, how they were like utilizing Falcon's jetpack with his wings and
Oh yeah.
and Bucky's arm fighting John Walker. So like all like with all three of them fighting in one big battle like that. I thought it was done a little bit better than just a little bit than Captain America: Civil War with at the end of Iron Man versus Captain America, and then
Oh yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. So I noticed that similarity, but it was also like there's a lot of they just had just I don't know, just a slight edge of intensity in that scene, or it was just like the way they were like and also Endgame kind of a thing too, where they were trying to get the shield out of his hands. Reminded me of Endgame a little bit there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ripping the shield out of his hands, and
Or you mean Infinity War when they were trying to get the glove off? Or I guess they were trying to do that in
it
Endgame
felt more like
also.
I was gonna say it felt more like
Yeah.
an Endgame than Infinity War because it just like had so much like quick little. We're pulling it out of your arms as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And, it just, although I did like that scene where like Bucky did pull out of his hands and he just like, I got it, like for a split second. Oh, it was great. Yeah, I thought, yeah, the intensity of that action sequence was really, really well put together. I will give them, give Marvel and Disney that right away on that. I thought that was really, really well put together.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's like some little nuances, to it that are really great. Like I really do feel like Bucky is like holding back. Like I feel like he should have been able to take John Walker out, quickly, And
Yeah,
I think what it is, I think, because we're seeing him struggle with, his his past, being the Winter Soldier and becoming this new Bucky.
Right.
I think he's just now learning how to fight as himself. When he fought all those times as the Winter Soldier, he was always fighting as a programmed soldier, going for the kill,
Right.
and unlike John Walker in this scene, I think Bucky's holding back, not necessarily going for the kill, but they're just trying to get that shield back.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, that was the main prerogative, like the main objective was to get the shield out of his hands and then I guess arrest him or have the courts decide his fate.
Yeah.
In a manner of speaking.
Yeah, John Walker is just like going all out, and that scene where he rips off Sam's wings, and he was going for the same kill that he just did on the Flag Smasher.
Oh yeah.
And luckily Bucky saves him.
Yeah, although they kind of build that up pretty good too, because like they did a good job of actually making you think that maybe he is going to hit him.
Yeah.
Like right there, the split second, like maybe Bucky wasn't going to get up in time to save Sam, but
yeah,
it ended up working out really well with that. I was like, dang, he knocked out Bucky pretty hardcore.
In that move that they used to take out John Walker, like how did it even happen? What, like Bucky like swings him?
Oh yeah,
and Falcon is like using his jetpack and like using the shield and just collide, and they just all like fall down.
Yep. Yeah, that was. Yeah, they used like the grappling hook on him, and then they're jetpacking him up like that, and then they just want completely intense trying to stop him until they basically break his arm.
Yeah.
Well, the Bucky does it too, though. That was like a Bucky like a move of just like grabbing at his arm and just locating it really like. He's like, ah.
Yeah, that was rough.
Man,
it was just great though.
Yeah, it was necessary at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we see that, and then basically, and then there's a moment where Bucky looks at the shield, but then he's like, he looks at Sam and he's like, yeah, just take it, dude. As he walks away, and then Sam picks up the shield, and walks with it.
No, well, at first, like Sam is like trying to wipe the blood off of it, and I think it's a very kind of like very meaningful moment, Sam trying to wipe the blood off of it, like metaphorically and literally,
Yeah.
In this whole episode, really, he's trying to he's fighting with himself with the legacy that the shield has, in many different contexts. And I thought that scene of him wiping off the blood was just chef's kiss. Perfect.
Yeah. No, I agree. That was definitely needed. He wanted to be like, no, the shield does not deserve any blood on there. This is a clean, hardcore working shield. I don't want this this man's evil assassins on the shield at all.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else about that scene?
I'm trying to recall, like, um, I guess I'm trying to think of anything more with if there was anything more with Johnny Walker that I'm missing. Um,
Well, like one thing, like when we talked briefly about his I wouldn't call it a meltdown, but like he was definitely having um a, s- psychological break when he
right.
runs into that warehouse. But I guess kind of piggybacking off of what you're saying about him feeling completely alone, you know,
Yeah.
um, I, and I got to give it to, Marvel and Disney Plus for these shows and how well their cinematography is. There's one scene where he's kneeled down with the shield in front of him, and it's just him, and it pans out, and it's just him in this big empty factory, and you just get that vibe of aloneness.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree. That was a lot of, um, yeah, they're definitely setting up that mood for him, and um, it just, yeah, the way they've shot a lot of the stuff in this episode in general, I thought was really well put together. Like it was very. This one was definitely. I guess we could say this one was more of the cinematic feel episode, if
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I was joking with the missus, and I said that this is the montage episode.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like
Yeah.
there's two of them. It's I'm not a big fan of montages, but I guess they did what they needed to do.
Yeah, especially the way they were setting this episode up. I mean, that's basically what they wanted to do for it because they're like, well, we got to have something to start the ending, and they felt, I guess, this would be the episode where it really just kind of follows through everything, like takes the flow of everything and just kind of gives you that this is the start of the end,
Yeah,
um, and just really kind of gave you more of and just more excuse me here, more of the characters of Bucky and Sam's relationship, and then him and his sister, all that kind of stuff. So like it really dealt with what their characters are going to go with, or like what they're going to become. Um, really at the end here. So that's what this episode's more about. It's more about how the characters handle each other and how they will basically take how they take their mantles in the sense. Um,
right. Oh yeah.
yeah, so that's what this episode was mostly about.
Yep. So our next scene is John Walker's in what would it be, like a military tribunal, but it's in front of senators. I didn't quite understand like what necessarily that was. I guess like a senate
Oh yeah, that's
um,
like yeah, that's
investigation.
well, no, it's like it's the hearing of him getting denounced of being Captain America. Basically, they basically got in the room and they're like, "Yep, we're going to denounce because we have too much
Yeah.
flag of you doing this heinous
Yeah,
act."
I was just trying to figure out like who it was. Like, was it some type of Senate commission?
Yeah, so
Uh,
the dude was a senator, I believe.
yeah.
And so yeah, had it been like basically it was all senator, because he that senator, I believe, was the man who appointed Johnny Walker to be Captain America.
Right.
So he was the head of the Shield, head of the Captain America belongings, or whatever you want to call that.
Right. Yeah.
And then um yeah, and then basically they had like a group of other, I'm assuming, like military police and other senates and of the senate governor of that particular state, and maybe they had a couple other guys that was part of the national part of all of it together. But yeah, that's pretty much what that hearing is about, is just him
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
getting denounced
Definitely. Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah. Which I have to say that, Riot, the Riot, Wyatt Russell is is pretty brilliant here. And like,
Yeah,
I mean, really through the whole series so far,
yeah.
he's been brilliant, but really got a chance to like flex some acting skills here, and he did it well, I think.
Oh yeah, no, hands down, Wyatt Russell. I mean, for the things that I've seen him do, he nails every scene in a movie or series, and him doing it again, but this time playing more of a more of a bad guy role. So it's just he really just nails it. And again, what's also I thought was really amazing about this, I will say what was good about this scene, um, is when the governor, or no, sorry, senator, is basically denouncing him, and he's like, "No, let me speak." And the senator's like, "Well, you don't have to. We're pretty much." He's like, "No, no, but I'm going to speak," and then he speaks. And while he's doing his speech, I have to give like the crew, the camera, like kind of like putting the camera on him, and like you're seeing his anger even
Oh yeah.
more, and like frustration of all the stuff. He's like, "Well, you gave me this job, and like now you're trying to take it away from me. That's not a good look from you guys either." And
Yeah. He kind of
it,
had like a was it A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson moment?
yeah, a little bit of that. I almost want to feel like it was almost like, in a very weird way, like a Jack Ryan, Jack Reacher kind of a thing, where it felt like
Yeah.
he's trying to almost, um, basically, he's like, I know how to do this job, and you guys are not, you guys are just suits. I know what it's like to be on the field, that kind of a thing. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of what I kind of took away from it, as like kind of like an anti, like Jack Ryan or Jack Reacher character. So I thought that was like kind of an interesting
Yeah.
intake of that.
And at one point he says, "You built me," when he's going on his oh, what does he say? He's basically going on his spiel of, I've done all of your mandates. You
Right.
know, you I followed all of those, and you built me. I thought that was a nice little line that they had in there.
Right. Yeah. Very, very strong line for him to say, and
Yeah.
for him to do, because that was to give um the emotion of like his uh kind of turn, if you speak, but just give him that like, I can do this role. I'm made for this role. Don't take this role away from me. Um, and just you just hammer it out, man. Like Yeah, just flat out like I can do this. You know,
Yeah.
this is my job. This is what I do. This is what you guys have me built up for.
And
Yeah,
and kind of how he leaves, he's like he to me it's him kind of saying like, no, I'm still Captain America. I'm still gonna go out this door and do what y'all taught me to do. Like I'm
right,
gonna still go be Captain America.
right. Yep, yep. And of course, as he's walking out, they're also telling that he has to give back the shield, even though he
Yeah.
doesn't have the shield. But it was kind of like, yeah,
Which 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 I
well,
thought was kind of interesting that he wouldn't like flat out say like, oh well, Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes took it from me.
well, I think, well, there's a reason I think for that. I think that he probably felt, well, I'm thinking maybe
Ashamed.
two things there. Yeah, well, a little bit of shame, but also like I thought maybe the reason why he didn't say that Sam has it is because I thought maybe he was like, I'm gonna go suit up anyways and just I'll find Sam, I'll beat him, and I'll
And
take the shield back.
right.
Basically, that's kind of how I felt from that. But well, as we find out later on, that's something else. So but that's kind of how I felt at that moment when that scenery was being played, and I thought that's what it was going to be about. But yeah, no, he wanted to keep that quiet. Like, yeah, like I'm embarrassed about it, and I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about who has the shield.
Right. Yeah, it's a great scene though. Yeah, I gotta say it again that I just thought it really accented, with the cinematography of it all and just the lines that they had written for Wyatt Russell just and he just nailed it. He knocked it out of the park for me. Just great scene that I won't forget for a while.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of these scenes in general to me were, yeah, they were everything was like really built up, really, really good. Visually, just stunning. I will say that, like visually, every single thing in this episode was just stunning as far as visually goes.
Yeah. So I messed up my notes. What is the scene with Sam and Torres next? I believe where Sam Torres and Bucky's there for a moment. Um, they're talking about how the Flag Smashers have went completely underground
Yeah,
and
I feel
how
like though, yeah, yeah, they talk about that
yeah
uh, for a little bit, and then again with the shield, and then uh, his the military guy said, "Oh, what happened to Falcon?" He's like, "Yeah, he got wrecked or whatever." And he's like, "Are you gonna fix it?" He's like, "Nah, you can fix it. I'm done with it."
yeah, which I thought was really cool because Joaquin Torres in the comics becomes the next Falcon.
Right.
So that's setting that up, and that's really cool.
Yeah,
I
they definitely set that up. And then um, he walks out with the shield. Sam does, I should say.
yeah
Um, I think is that then after that though, then don't they basically go with him again,
yeah
walking the shield back to Isaiah's?
no
Or is that something?
they go back to John Walker, and this is where we get
Oh yeah,
our star cameo.
yes.
The Which what do you think about it?
Oh, it was awesome. Getting Julia Dreyfus to come in to play this character definitely suits. Definitely. I think a good choice.
I personally, absolutely, I'm a big fan of Seinfeld and even
Yeah,
her HBO show.
yeah. That Senator
Veep,
show V or something.
Veep,
Veep.
yeah,
Yep. I haven't watched Veep, but I mean I've seen the commercials and stuff for it, so I know that she's playing a hardcore senator on that show. But yeah, she definitely. I mean, her character on this was definitely um, going to be very
it's gonna
strong
be
and intense.
interesting.
Yeah, and then plus I like how she does her comedy chops. Like she gives that her
Yeah,
character a little bit of that, you know, sass or whatever that.
yeah, it's just like her delivery is, it has like this dryness to it, but like also this like playfulness to it that is just really um I guess it's not endearing in this role because it's kind of menacing almost.
Yeah, yep.
But in her other roles, it comes off very endearing, and it's funny in this role. It comes off as very menacing and almost threatening.
Yeah, almost. Um, Gosh, I hate doing this. Like even that, but like, well, yeah. I was thinking she kind of. It almost was like she was playing kind of a female Lex in a way.
Yeah,
Uh, Kind of like I'm cutting the BS. Here's what I need you to do. Here's the law. The law, like they don't really need that shield back. Um, all that kind of stuff, and just the way she even says her name, she's like, "You probably forget how to say my name, so here's my name in short, but just say it in your head. You don't have to actually say it."
yeah. No, my name's Val, but you don't have to call me Val. Just say it in your head.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by menacing. Like you don't call me Val. You
Right.
just think it, and we're good.
Absolutely. Um,
But like this is another where I think, and I hope they continue this in Loki, because they kind of did it with Agatha Harkness, not a very well known character. Um,
right.
a couple tweaks, here and there, and kind of more fleshed out. Still hope to see more of Agatha in future roles, not future roles, but future MCU projects,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but this character is a really obscure character that I had no clue, what was going on. But it's this character Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Um, that's a mouthful, yeah. So Val. Um, so Contessa Valentina, in the comic books, is this shield agent that eventually goes undercover for Hydra and takes up this name, Madam Hydra.
Ah.
But so she worked for Shield, but she was also a member of this other secret group called Leviathan, which is a Russian or Soviet, communist Soviet Union um, secret agency that was trying to create super soldiers, was trying to collect super soldiers, And it also has a connection to the Red Room for Black Widow.
Yeah.
And I have heard some talk about this character supposedly being in the Black Widow movie, maybe in like one of the scripts, and maybe it got written out or something. But there has been some hints and rumors and talk about this character being in Black Widow.
See, that would make sense, though.
Yeah.
That her character would be in the movie. So, I mean, that would be. I don't know. I feel like that would suck if her character wasn't, though, because it would just like it would take away, I guess, what her role would be then in the MCU without kind of give you more clarity of what her character is. So yeah, that would be a really dang shame though if they took her out of that movie because yeah, I mean because you don't really know much other than what she did in this little bit in this
Yeah.
So
And like all we know now is that like she's interested in super soldiers, or she's interested in John Walker and the fact that he has taken the super soldier serum.
right.
And there is another character. And just because she wanted to be called Val, this one I know a little bit more because it has more to do with X-Men and mutant affairs and everything. So Val Cooper is this doctor who is a liaison to the U.S. government for mutant affairs through a lot of different comic books. She's highly connected to the X Factor. Has worked alongside Professor X.
Right.
And
Wait,
X-Men.
is she the one that actually kind of has an affair with Professor X, or am I thinking of a different doctor?
That's a different doctor.
Okay.
Are you talking about Legion's mom?
Wait, not. Yeah, I guess Legion. There's Legion's mom, and then there's also the wasn't like the Screech or whatever the Howler or whatever. It wasn't that like or something like that. Like was like one was like her son, maybe not like by Charles, but like he kind of just took it in and like took him in as a adopted or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, not a love
okay, gotcha.
interest for
okay.
She was just always she's kind of went back and forth, sympathetic to mutant affairs, antithetic to mutant affairs. She was part of Project Wide Awake, which was a project that wanted to lessen the threat of mutants. And she also worked with the Thunderbolts, which is kind of like a anti. It's almost like the Suicide Squad of the MCU.
Right.
So Baron Zemo has led up the Thunderbolts before. U.S. Agent has been part of the Thunderbolts before.
Right.
So I'm thinking there might be a connection there. And, Marvel never takes directly from the comic books. And I think we're probably going to get a combination of both of these characters, Val Cooper and Contessa Valentina,
Okay.
blah 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 blah.
Right.
um,
Huh.
I really hope we get a lot more in this next episode
Yeah.
about her,
Yeah.
or because landing Julia Louise Dreyfus, she's a big actress, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I can't imagine her someone that's going to come in, do 2 episodes of a TV show, and then just vanish.
Yeah. No, I don't think that. I don't think that they're gonna have her role be um destroyed, like, or killed off. I think this role of hers will be set for multiple Marvel movies or series, wherever they have planned exactly. But yeah, I have a feeling that she'll be one of the roles that'll be big part of it, of this new MCU phase.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then another thought I had is that could Val, um, quote unquote, because I'm just thinking it, um, be the power broker?
That that was kind of like that was like what was alluded to me though was I thought that she was the power broker.
Right.
You know, I knew, I figured with the name that she was saying that I'm sure that I had some like comic book reference, which I didn't pick up on, but
Right. Yeah.
I
No,
knew.
I mean it's a very obscure character.
Yeah.
I know quite a bit about Marvel. I'm not going to say that I know a lot, but I definitely had to look this character up. I had no iota of a clue of who it
Right.
was. Now, I guess I didn't mention she the long name girl, Madam Hydra, actually is a love interest for Nick Fury,
Oh,
and
interesting.
in the Secret Invasion, she's like one of the first um, characters to be outed as a Skrull, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, with that, I wonder if that's going to also impact that ending with WandaVision now, with the other female scroll that
yeah,
was talking to Rami.
yeah, yeah. And that's the that's what's so cool about these Marvel shows. Not only are they, they're very well filmed. The cinematography and everything is beautiful. They're well written. They're very deep. You know, have many layers to them. But when you look at the possibilities of where they can go, like it almost seems endless. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Oh no. Yeah. I agree. That they're definitely, yeah. I mean, it keeps setting things up, and at this point, we're just only speculating where they're going to go with it.
yeah, yep,
But I mean, who? I mean, other than they themselves, they know what they're doing with these characters. But yeah, it's interesting what they could. I guess what the interesting point about this, now that you speak of, when you're telling me about like what she does with those characters, I mean, she could actually, in a weird way, they might be giving her like a three role kind of a thing with
yeah,
this character.
yeah,
Like
and
she
and
could, oh,
that's kind of what I feel like is going to be happening. Is that it's going to be a combination of all three of these characters kind of rolled into one. And sprinkle their own little um spices on top for some extra flavor.
right, absolutely. That's exactly. Yeah, yeah, you nailed it. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's awesome.
Oh, hello, Baron Zemo. Thank you for joining. I hope everything on the raft is accommodating for you.
Nice.
Um, and actually, did you have anything else to say about
Uh, well,
Contessa Valentina Allegro del Fontaine?
not directly her character, but I just like how she gave the card to his to Walker's is it Walker's fiance or girlfriend?
Yeah, I think it's his wife.
Wife. Okay. I like that she gives him her the card, and but right before she even kind of pops in, like she was saying, like just like breathe
Yeah, calm
and
down.
calm down and everything, and yeah, no, like I just like that little bit, and then then Val comes in and says everything that she needs to say, and then she walks off about like, yeah, I don't have to worry about the shield. It doesn't even belong to the government, kind of a gray area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she walks off, and then like his wife gives him the card, and he's like, "Well, there's nothing on it."
Yeah. Which that card, like I feel like there's something there. I feel like there's something there that like I'm missing. Um because
well,
it's just it's black on one side, white on another side. I was thinking chess, but it didn't really lead me anywhere.
no,
Um
I was thinking like it's one of those cars that you have to what do
like
you
a
call it?
black light.
Yeah, you gotta get a black light on there. Yeah, because like he has to. Yeah, that's what he has to do. I think he has to like put a black light on there and see what they have on there. Yeah, and then that would be where her address or where she's gonna be at or something like that. I'm assuming.
Sorry, laughing at. I've never had a Turkish delight. I don't think I have.
You did. Yeah. Baron Zemo is just like, oh. Man, it's too great, man. It's too great. I like this.
I mean, it is gonna be cool because we're if they are going the Thunderbolts route, and Baron Zemo is definitely one of the ones that who have led the Thunderbolts, um uh he's got to get out of um the Wakandan prison,
Right.
which in the comic books, the raft was actually a shield prison that floated in the Atlantic Ocean outside of um, right outside of New York, and it was built more for um, superpowered individuals. Um, so I'm going to be interested in see how they actually do the raft.
Right. Um,
And what show is that going to be in? Is it going to be in the Wakanda show? Are they going to uh,
possible.
I'm cool with it if the raft is like outside of Wakanda, somewhere on, I guess, would it be like the Asian Ocean outside?
Right. I, well, I don't. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I guess I'm curious to see how they're going to play that. Um, um, how they're going to play that out with Baron Zemo like that. Um, whether they, unless before they take him to Wakanda, he escapes. But
Right.
yeah, they would have to play it. That could be maybe even on Moon Knight or something. Since that's the next one that's up, I think after Loki, or no, actually, would be after Hawkeye.
Right. They are doing the Wakanda series though now.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting how they're gonna. But I'm assuming that will be kind of a setup for
T'Challa's successor.
sister, or if they bring back what's his name back from the dead, or not
Uh
really dead,
Killmonger. Yeah.
Killmonger, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, so perfect time in Baron Zemo, because the next scene is at the Sokovia Monument, and Zemo is there, and Bucky comes up, and um, see, I've really began to like Baron Zemo in this um, in this series.
Yeah, Baron Zemo definitely was like he by far was um a great character yeah, definitely a great character for this series. Actually ends up being more of an interesting character through, I guess, even through Civil War, continuing from that storyline to this. Really kind of gave him more of a much stronger, I guess, arc.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah,
um, yeah, it was very interesting how they handled that. I really thought it was going to be maybe one of those things where there was part of me thinking maybe um, um, Bucky would shoot Zemo still, despite him helping. Because I thought that
right.
was going to be something, or the Wakanda girls, instead of having a trial, they just would be like, "All right, we don't need
Execute
a
him
trial.
on site.
You screwed over you killed our leader's father. So, basically like goodbye." Um, yeah, I think, but yeah, it was definitely a lot stronger. So yeah, that he survived, and so far, and we're definitely gonna get more Zemo somewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so too.
and yeah, no, I liked his scene with Bucky. It was very, very. I'm gonna say this. It was very Bourne. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Bourne. Any of the Bourne movies really, probably more to Bourne Supremacy a little bit. Um, but yeah, it was very like it just had that very good dialogue, had that very good intense um actionary to it, which I really liked.
yeah. I agree, and I just loved how Zemo was. He was a badass here. He totally embraced his fate, and he was totally fine with it. And like he didn't blink when Bucky pulled that trigger. Um, he kind of flinched, but he did not blink. He was very acceptant of whatever was going to come to him. Um, and very still very anti flag smashers, super soldier,
Yeah,
because he definitely warned Bucky about Carly Morgenthau. um
Right.
being radicalized, um, and probably going to do more damage. Um,
Yep. Yep.
and it was great when um, Zemo told Bucky that he took the liberty of crossing his name off of the list in Bucky's book.
That's
Um,
right. Yep.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought that was, yeah, that was, again, that was a very good part of the creative process. Um, but yeah, also the fact that he's like, yeah, I figured you'd catch up to me at some point. So I, I just crossed off my name on off your book. And he really thought personally Bucky was going to eliminate him. And
Yeah.
turns out Bucky was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. You can go to Wakandians and they will decide your fate. It's not up to me.
Oh yeah, and to answer your question, to Baron Zemo in the chat, he was talking about Val.
Oh, Val was okay. That's what I was
Val
thinking, but I wasn't sure I
Val
was going to get that.
So Val there's a possibility Val would be working with Thunderbolt Ross.
Okay. I got, yeah, that kind of also, boy,
Cuz
she'd be, wow.
especially like, especially like when she says, there's a legal gray area with, who actually has ownership of the shield. You kind of get
Yeah,
this sense that she has political ties. She kind of knows like the legal ins and outs of all this stuff. So it feels like, and that's why I was, when I was talking about, it's like comic book connections to the character. That's kind of why I brought up Val Cooper, because she has a lot of history of working with the government with, mutant affairs. We're not quite at mutant stage yet in the MCU, but they're coming eventually. And just the way she talked about like the legal, issues around the shield, gave me the sense that, she has like some political affiliation within the US government that, which is probably very secretive, which kind of makes me think, of, yeah, maybe she's working with General Ross.
right. Okay. Yeah, I,
Because then like, I'm sorry, I'm going off on like a little tangent here. Then you think about, like everything that occurred in Civil War and Winter Soldier with, basically the government and Ross, being upset that, he can't control what, well, he can control some of them, like Iron Man wants to be allowed, the government to control him and point him in any direction. And,
right.
Captain America and Falcon, and Winter Soldier, and forget Natasha and some other people, Sharon Carter, they denounced the Sokovia Accords and wasn't going to be used as government pawns. And I think this we're getting into the um, parts where, like, since the government can't do that, they're going to end up making their own, like, Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts.
Got it. Okay. Interesting how they're going to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Um, I just don't know what series or what movie they're going to do that in, because they can't do it in this series because we only got one episode left.
Right.
I think, the
Yeah. I mean,
culmination of this series is going to be Falcon establishing himself as Captain America and fighting the Flag Smashers
right.
and bringing that to an end. So
Pretty
it's
much.
not going to be much bigger than that. So all these other side things, they're going to have to get tied up in other series or other movies, and I'm not quite sure where those will be.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I guess that's the mystery box right now that they're building, is that we have to kind of wait and see with these future movie projects that are coming out with, and little by little from the other series, I guess. After, so like, I just know after Loki it would be Hawkeye. Um, so I mean, they're gonna have to do some more. I'm assuming explaining in between a lot of that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to, yeah. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, it's gonna have to be through some of these movie projects that they're coming out with. They're gonna
Yeah.
have to do some answers, and obviously they'll give you more questions,
I,
but they
I
won't give you.
I'm still of the opinion that we're going to get a little bit of the answers in the Black Widow
Oh yeah,
show.
no, no. I think you're right. I think there is still going to be a lot of stuff in Black Widow that they're going to give us, but they're also going to hint at something else.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's like they're going to have like answers filled, but then they're going to be like, oh, here's some more questions,
Exactly.
and then you're going to have to figure it out from the next whatever movie or series that they're going to put it out on. And yeah, it's just going to be constantly right now, like, because that's what they're going to be building for. I think in this phase now, it's just um, it's going to be a lot of. I think there's going to be a lot more building. It's another rebuild from the original first phase, to get to Thanos.
Yeah.
So this version, it's going to be, I guess, like what we've seen so far. Who's going to be master of Earth, I think, and then becomes master of the universe, I guess.
Right.
So, to me, they by doing all this stuff, they are setting up Doctor Doom to do so, but
Yeah.
they haven't really. But again, they haven't really given us um, anything that really indicates him doing anything
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now.
Well,
But it'll be interesting.
they still have like time. I'm not saying that like they're I feel like this is going to be different than like the Infinity Saga.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
In the Infinity Saga, it feels like, if you go back and watch it, in like release order, you know, it feels they feel like one-off movies, Iron Man, Thor, um, they definitely had the the after credit scene that kind of connects it, but
Right.
as the movie itself, they feel like one-offs, and it's not until later on, until we actually get to the I think what was it, the sixth movie, I think, was Avengers, sixth or seventh movie was Avengers, where we get the official full team up, and
Right.
but Feige himself has says that these next phases are going to be completely different from the Infinity Saga. So I think from the very beginning there's going to be more um nuggets, I guess, breadcrumbs of where all of this is leading. And, I hope, for me, I definitely like theorizing and speculating about where it's going. But
Right.
just like with WandaVision, I don't want to get, too far ahead of myself. I definitely still want to be taken on the ride, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Okay. What's next? Isaiah Bradley.
Yep. Um. So yeah, you see Sam walking in the dark with the shield in the bag, and he runs into his nephew. Correct.
Grandson.
Grandson. Thank you. Playing basketball with one of his friends, and he's like, yeah. He talks to his grandson. He's like, "Is your grandfather home?" Yeah, he's all back. Um, and he's like, "Yeah, all right. I'm gonna talk to him." He's like, "I'll be there" or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, you don't have to be."
Yeah.
Something like that. Um, and then we ended up seeing um Sam walk into the backyard and reach Isaiah, and they basically having a conversation about what was going on during his time of being in the basically going to be in the war.
Yeah.
Um, but even before, I mean, to get to that point though, he was like, he didn't want to talk about it. He was like, you already know.
Yeah. Isaiah asked him, I thought it, really great. Isaiah asked him, is that what I think it is? Referring to the shield that Sam
Yep.
had in the bag. And Sam, like, acknowledges that it is, and looks like he begins to take it out. And Isaiah's like, no, just leave it in there. No need to take it out.
Right. Um, yeah. So then basically, then he's like, all right, so come inside, and they go inside the house after Sam just like wants to know the real reason why everything. And yeah, then they sit down and they have this conversation. Um, basically, um, very emotional about that they kept the letters when he was in prison. When they kept the letters that his
Yeah.
wife sent him, and ultimately ends up she ends up dying, and it was just very it was a very interesting, um, I guess in a weird way, a very tough scene, very
Yeah.
deep scene
Yeah.
of conversation between him and Sam.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely. Like he brings up um the 332, which is the red tails. Um
yes, that's right. The
yeah.
Red Tail Plains.
Which George Lucas made a movie about, if you didn't know.
Yep, I saw it. I was saw that on the big screen. I remember that
Yeah,
one.
but he makes comment that the 332 or the red tails fought
Yep,
in the war,
yep.
the first World War, right?
No. It was World War II.
Was it World War II?
Yes,
Okay.
because that was like with the
Yeah,
uh,
that's right. That's right. You're right.
talking about the vaccination and um, said that you guys are getting tetanus shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turns out it was the
Which
serum.
which is another real world connection. There was this Tuskegee um, syphilis study where the the American government, the CDC, actually brought all these black men in and basically infected them with syphilis to see
Oh,
how it would affect um, the human body gone untreated, which is pretty bad.
yeah.
Um, but it's a great parallel with what Isaiah went through, having been injected with the super soldier serum and having been tested on for 30 plus years,
Right.
and there's a lot of great parts to this scene. Like I've listened to other people talk on it, people of color talk on it, and they hit it out of the park with um, the connection it has. Um, just go check some of them out. And another thing that Isaiah says, is that they erased his history, which when you talk about that the syphilis study, like they literally tried to erase that from history and tried to cover it up, but it eventually came out.
Huh. Right. Wow.
But one of the questions I had was, he was talking about the letters um, from his wife that he never received, but he talked about a nurse that helped him get out of jail and gave him all of the letters from his wife. And I feel like that nurse should be commended first thing, even though it's like a fictional nurse,
All right.
But I was wondering, like if that was anybody, like I almost thought Peggy, but Peggy wasn't a nurse. She was at the time she probably would have been starting Shield. Um, so it probably wouldn't have been her, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting that there was a nurse, a sympathetic nurse on the inside that helped her get out.
Right. Yeah, no, that was, yeah, that was some intense, just intense, like
Yeah,
deep cut, just conversation, deep cut, just really going on about the whole situation like that. I was like, man, yeah, that was,
yeah. I mean, it's just something that it will never hit home to us as much as it would to people of color to experience this type of stuff on a daily basis, even into modern times. And it's great when shows like this bring out the conversation and kind of give people that don't quite understand that conversation um, a glimpse into that reality.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, and it's crazy, you know, this is what Sam has been thinking the whole time. Even whenever he gave the shield up to the US government at the beginning of the series, you know, and Isaiah Bradley says it, you know, they will never let a black man be Captain America.
Right. Yep.
And that hits Sam, you know, pretty hard. Because I think that's what he's been thinking this whole time.
Yeah. There's that. And I also felt that he also was like, well, he knows that too. But at the same time, I also felt like he's trying to come up with a better solution than what it's been.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, because you see Sam at one point trying to actually, matter of fact, says to Isaiah that there's got to be a better way
Yeah.
than what we've had, even though Isaiah's still doubting it. But
Yeah.
Sam believes that there is a better tomorrow, a better future yet.
Yeah. Because like even though they're both you know, black men, and they've had a very um different set of circumstances, um they're still from different generations,
Right.
you know. So in a way you can look at Sam and say, you know, things have changed. um But then on the other hand, you can look at both of them and some of the things that we've seen in, you know, this series, you know, some of the smaller things that they've been pointing out, you know, here and there. And, you know, see where maybe not enough has changed.
Right. Yeah. No, it definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
But it's, but then, like, I feel like, I just feel like that, you know, that statement, you know, of Isaiah actually saying it out loud that a black man could never be Captain America hit Sam so hard, you know, that he's gonna go back home.
Right.
And in the moment, I thought, like, wait, well, is this just him like hanging it up, you know? Um, but we see, you know, that it's definitely not him hanging the shield or the wings up.
Absolutely. He's so after this deep conversation that he has with Isaiah, he takes the shield and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna figure out what to do. I'm gonna solve this. But the first thing I gotta do as well is that he's gotta go home and talk to his sister and figure out about the bolt, because the bolt is also what's bothering him as well. So he
Yeah,
wants to get that done.
yeah.
So it's like a
I
double
forgot.
whammy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. There's like something that Isaiah says, um, where he's talking about them erasing his history, and they've been doing it for 500 years. Um, and I think that also hit Sam hard because he's losing his history with the boat, and that's probably another reason that he needs to go home and help fix the boat and everything.
Yep. Agreed.
Um, I forgot. I know there's some more parts in between here, but like the next thing I have on my notes is the boat montage, the fixing the boat montage.
Oh yeah. Well, there's there's that, and then there's the wasn't there. When does the Carly scene come in? Does that come in way more at the end?
Yeah,
Okay. So now, so Sam's back home, um, talking to his sister about not, still not trying to sell the boat, but he's going to try and fix it. Well, actually, I take that back. He's actually going to he wants to fix the boat so they could sell it properly,
yeah,
and then, um, and then figure yeah, and just keep figuring out what he wants to do after that. But yeah, he wants to make sure that that boat gets done, gets sold, and basically wants to make sure like they let his sister and his nephews um have a pretty good lifestyle, and basically figure out what he needs to do for, I guess, like being a freelance um kind of a guy. um let's see. So yeah, he starts working on the boat, still having a hard time, but then um Bucky shows up, and
yeah,
he has the well, he said he was only going to stay for over a night, but he gives him a suit, or well, not a suit, but basically a suitcase, a high tech one. That he's like, yeah, I just want you to sign it so I can leave. And then Sam's like, no, I'm not going to sign it right away. But if you're staying, you can stay at, uh, at my place, my sister's place. And
right.
oh my goodness. So like, um, the sister comes in, and then she's like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "Bucky." And he's just, he's just being basically being polite, and he's almost kind of,
I think he was flirting.
yeah, he was, he was. You could tell he was smiling, like super, like cheerful smiles, and
Yeah, which we
he's
haven't seen a lot from Bucky.
no, no,
Yeah,
no. So that was like him being back in the first movie when he was a playboy um
yeah,
with
yeah.
Steve Rogers. And so that like that moment kind of shines back again for him. And Sam goes,
Yeah.
don't even think about it. Sister, hands off.
Oh, which is such a great, like, um, when you talk about like the like flow and like ebb of a movie or a TV show, you know, um, nothing better than coming off a very deep and emotional conversation, that we just had with um, Isaiah, um, and kind of being uplifted by um, you know this back and forth between Sam and Bucky that is just, I say it every time, but Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie have like such great chemistry on screen. They play very well off of each other.
Oh, I agree. I agree. They really they do, and
I was trying to find it. I cannot find it. But like the music during the boat fixing montage, um, I feel like it has to be from that soundtrack that they were talking about in what, episode 3, when they were riding on the plane with Zemo.
yes.
Um, I feel like it has to be from that. I couldn't find out what the actual music was, but it almost feels like it's probably Marvin Gaye. But
Um, no, I don't think it was Marvin Gaye. It was somebody else.
oh yeah, well they missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, yeah. No, God, I can't think of the band right now, but yeah, it was. I think I'm pretty sure it was a different band.
uh,
That
then Disney, you missed your opportunity. Been perfect to have a montage of Bucky and Sam
yeah,
with Marvin Gaye, um, whatever that soundtrack that he told him to listen to. I forget what it was called.
oh yeah, I'm totally blanking on that too right now, but yeah, but yeah, no, they played this pretty good classic song, and as they're rebuilding the boat, and let's see, yeah, they're making sure everything's working properly.
Yeah. So the first time I watched it, it felt out of place to me. Like the montage. Like I'm not a big fan of montages anyways,
Mm-hmm.
like it just makes me think, not there's anything wrong with corny 80s movies, but feels like, it's not an 80s movie if it doesn't have a montage in it. Um but the first time I watched it, it felt out of place. The second time I watched it, I kind of understood, kind of, especially with what happens later on in the episode, with Sam and Bucky. Um, I feel like I get it. It was, showing them building their relationship into something more than just um, two guys that have a, a friend in common.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was okay. Um, they definitely, I don't, yeah, maybe they could have sped it up a little bit with the montage, or, um,
They could
I
have
don't know.
done it a different way. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's something a little different.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Um,
Like, especially like when you have another montage, like not even like 10 minutes later, So it's like one montage in a 50-minute show I can deal with. 2 is pushing it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Um. Oh, I think okay. I know what you're talking about with the with Sam and the Shield.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Um.
that one I think is, is needed. I definitely understand that one
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
more than and there's a lot in that one that like I absolutely like really love. But
Oh, yeah.
before we get to that, we
Mm.
have another scene with John Walker visiting Lamar's parents
Uh,
um at his funeral. Um and it like it started it's it's starting to piss me off how like John Walker is just lying about like the person he killed. Like he people keep on asking him like, is that the person that killed Lamar? And he's like, yeah, that's the person that killed Lamar. And like I get it, like, like they're part of the same organization, but like literally that's not the person who killed Lamar.
right. Yeah. He probably.
He probably sees it that way. I get that.
Yeah. Well, I think he sees it, but he also doesn't want them to maybe also not know. He doesn't want them to um, know that the real killer is still out there.
Right.
And he does. So he basically is like, yeah, I'm going to take care of her anyways. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's like his whole attitude towards it all. So I got that whole what they were going with that whole scene there. Yeah, that was. I mean, again, he does a good job. He does a really good performance of just kind of manipulating the um, kind of manipulating the scenery and just
Yeah. Manipulating the narrative. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, yeah, he's definitely
Did you notice the sister was giving him side eye the whole time? Was like
yeah. I
I feel like the sister at one point in time had told Lamar like you need to stop hanging around that crazy guy. Like he's
yeah
crazy.
yeah. She obviously knows something about him, and she kept quiet. But yeah, she knew she knew. Excuse me here. She knew that that I think there's something wrong with John Walker, and obviously the friendship that they had wasn't maybe the greatest or something. That like they had a great friendship, but maybe she
Yeah.
didn't particularly like that friendship that was going on between them two. And yeah, yeah, there's definitely something going on there that I thought was very interesting in that scenery.
And then we go, the next scene is Sharon Carter talking on the phone to somebody um, who do you think she was talking to the on the phone to Baltrock, the guy that ends up bringing the whatever device to the Flag Smashers towards the end?
Um, I know she was talking to someone foreign. I don't think so, though. I don't think that's because they after like she gets done talking, they show the painting. So like a portrait that they had and put it in a seal. So I'm thinking maybe that person they're gonna sell this portrait to get some money from. or to I
No.
don't get more data or something.
See, I took it as that, like especially on the second watch, that Baltrock, the guy that sold the device
Yeah.
to the Flag Smashers, that's who she was talking about, because on the phone call she talks about you could still be rotting away in that Algerian prison,
Um.
and Baltrock would have been somebody who would have been in a prison some somewhere.
Right. Okay.
and
Okay.
and I don't know, like I've kind of had this thought that Sharon Carter is working for the power broker,
Yeah.
but with this scene, if she's helping the Flag Smashers, like with what we learned about her in um episode 4, 3. I can't
Uh.
remember these episodes. The
Hold on.
episode where
He was
we
episode 3.
episode 3.
He was episode 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, where we visit Mandrapore. Um,
Yep.
we learn about how frustrated she is with the American government and how jaded she is. Um, looking back on it, like she kind of sounds like a flag smasher.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I can see that. Um. But at the same time, it's still a little weird because why would she still help them all the time? Why would she just not have been like, screw you guys, I'm not helping you, and I believe in the Flake Smashers group.
Right. Yeah.
I don't. That didn't
Yeah.
make a whole lot of sense to me. That would
Yeah.
have to.
Sharon Carter has me. I guess I wouldn't say confused, but really, really wondering at where her allegiances are and where they're going to land this next episode.
Right.
Because she could definitely be a heavily embedded agent.
Right.
Still working for Shield or the U.S. government. And when she was saying all that jaded stuff, could have easily been cover.
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely could be that too. Unless she's, do I dare say, double agent working for them, but also not working for them,
Right.
which is strange. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's stranger than fiction, I guess. So they could
Yeah.
do that.
It's just really interesting. That's one of the things that are on, because I kind of feel like I kind of know where where this finale is kind of going to go. There's a couple of big overlying questions that I have, and I think Sharon Carter's allegiances, that's one of those questions that I have that I definitely want to see wrapped up in the finale.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely gonna obviously wrap up Sharon for sure in this finale to figure out what they're gonna do, whether she was um whether she was a double agent or she really was working with the Flake Smashers the whole time. Yeah, something, it's gonna get revealed in this next episode because they can, again, this episode they're gonna keep you wondering.
Yeah. So then we go back to Louisiana with Bucky and Sam. I think this is where this scene is, but there was this really cool scene where Bucky is waking up and Sam's two nephews are playing with the shield.
Yeah.
And it's funny, he's Bucky gets to smile again.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was.
I'm a Sebastian Stan, I guess, because I mean he is my avatar.
Yep. No, he's. I mean, yeah, he's probably the. I think one of the better characters that you're giving a crap about in this series because being a Winter Soldier, not having his complete control over that, being controlled by the Hyrule,
Yeah,
definitely took a toll on him, and I think that yeah, like that's where this whole series is for him, is to deal with his psychology and to keep himself being strong and not being overly manipulated, and um, fight for the freedom of being American, and um, fight for what Steve Rogers was all about. That was what his goal and his mission has been about so far.
oh yeah, definitely. And we finally see the scene that we've seen from the earliest of trailers with Bucky and Sam practicing with the shield, and they have a great conversation. One of the great things that I liked about it, Bucky says to Sam, that when Steve told him about giving the shield to Sam, they didn't understand the context of giving the Captain America shield to a black man, and he apologizes for that. And I think that in a way is how to put it. What I guess what allies I guess would need to view it as we got just accept
As an equal person, maybe, like as an equal um, individual.
well, no, just accept that things are different for people of color in America.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
And sometimes we don't always see that, and we
right.
don't always feel that,
Right.
but they definitely feel that. And
Right.
sometimes it needs to be recognized. And I think that's what Bucky is doing right there.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. Because that's what he's. Yeah, that's right. Because that's what he was seeing, and that's what he was listening for. Like that's what he's picking up, like, and noticing.
And it's a great back and forth, because not only is Bucky trying to empathize with what Sam is going through with the shield, but Sam does the same thing for Bucky, touching on like his list in Steve's book, telling Bucky that he doesn't need to apologize to make himself feel better, but he needs to apologize, not necessarily apologize, but he needs to make them feel better about what he caused.
Right. It was more about knowing it was about doing the actions, not saying the action.
Yes. Yeah.
which I like that a lot on a personal level. Um, yeah, that was a very, very good scene with Bucky and Sam right there. And then Sam goes on and starts training, but before he starts training, he does tell Bucky, like, well, that, hey, you're going to be, actually more of a question was, will you be there if I find the Flag Smashers? And Bucky says, just give me a call. I'll be there.
Yeah. I love their back and forth, and right there, where they're, Sam's like kind of walking Bucky out of off of the property, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
Bucky's getting ready to leave. Um, it, if we didn't have, this great scene of them walking away um, with their back and forth, like, co-workers, not
Yeah.
friends though, then,
Yeah.
we're just two guys that know the same guy, and that
Right.
guy's gone. So we're just two guys. Um, that whole back and forth, like if that scene wasn't as strong as it was, like for me, like that scene is what makes the boat montage work. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Because that montage kind of built up that true bonding between Bucky and Sam, and we see it here, finally playing out as
Yes.
they're now, like, even though they don't want to admit it, but they're friends now.
Yeah, I think didn't um it was either, I think Bucky or Sam basically admitted it to each other. I think it was Bucky actually to Sam, kind of indicating that they are friends. Like as before he like left.
Yeah, yeah,
There was like a kind of that moment where he's like, yeah, we are friends, and um we will like stick together now because you got the shield, and yeah, we need each other even more as friends to unite. Um, basically, is what I got out of that scenario, and yeah, and then basically, then yeah, right after that, then Sam does his training.
the training montage.
Yeah, the train montage with the shield.
Yeah, which was which I like this training. I like the training montage definitely a lot more than the
Yeah,
boat montage. Um,
yeah,
there's one thing that I didn't notice it. I heard somebody else talk about it, um, and like it's it it's kind of crazy. It's so simple, and there's, like whenever he's running on the path, like, but the way they frame the shot, like Sam is always running on the right, and there's like this space on the screen to the left, and on your left. So and I know that, like, yeah, whenever you run on a path, you naturally run on the right side. But the cinematography of it is what makes it stand out, because
right,
they show him and he's in the center when you first see him, but it slowly pans and Sam is on the right, leaving this space on the left where in the past you would have seen Steve Rogers on your left run right by him.
right.
And I don't know, maybe it's reaching a little bit, but with the cinematography the way it has been in the show, I just feel like that is on purpose, and it's a great little callback.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
But and also with the training, I do love that that we're going to see a little bit of a different style with the shield.
Hmm.
You know,
Right.
he's
Yep.
doing all the like parkour stuff. The first time I was watching, all I could think of was that office scene. Parkour when he's jumping around and everything.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yeah, there was a lot of him jumping up in the air and getting that shield back every time he threw it at the tree or something like that, and the tree would bounce it right back at him. Um, and it was some of that stuff was real. I mean, I have to say, hands down, like some of that stuff they made him do for that montage was pretty freaking neat, though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, that was yeah. I agree. I mean, yeah, I would have kept that montage, and then I guess I would have, yeah, definitely handled the bolt montage a lot differently than what they did.
Yeah, right.
That was, yeah, that was BS. All right. Let me see here. So you know, all the montage, and then I think that's when he goes into this room. He has um, the suitcase, and
No, that's the very last scene of the episode.
oh, okay, okay. So now,
Yeah.
so
Then we
after
go to
that's correct.
the Flag Smashers.
Okay. Um, I want to. Okay, so when we get to that part, I want. um, so that one thing I wanted to note is that she says, which I was shocked that they threw that in a Disney movie or a Disney series. Sorry, I'm not series. Um, she says the word GD. Um, God
Oh
dang.
yeah.
Well, I wasn't dang, but I was
I
like,
didn't notice that.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I was like, whoa. I was
Did
like,
Sarah say it or
no, it was Carly, the leader.
oh Carly?
Yeah,
Carly.
yeah. She was yeah, she has like this moment where she's like upset and she says that word, and then she goes on to um basically to rile up the troops and be
Yeah.
prepared for war. Um
Well, what was crazy is like, she's sitting there and she's talking to Baltrock and her, the other guy, and
no, he doesn't come in until later though.
yeah.
Like
Well,
this part,
just the whole scene in general.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um and I'm sitting there thinking that, they're still in Europe, and then it pans out when it starts showing, all the other people getting their little messages or whatever, and come to find out that they're in New York. They're in Central Park.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was cool. How kind of like
Well,
oh
yeah.
you
It
know
also, yeah, and they also do like kind of a John Wick thing again with the cell phones.
yeah. Um, What do you think that is that Baltrack brought to them in that case? Um, it looked like um, it looks small. Like, do you think that's like some type of um, like nuclear device, or
Yeah,
some type
I
of big explosion thing? Big
yeah, no,
explosion.
I kind of got the hint that it was supposed to be. Um, I kind of got the hint that it's supposed to be nuclear, but I could be completely wrong.
Right.
That's kind of what I took from it, especially. I mean, unless it's I guess a strong weapon that they can use, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be a bomb for them to use. Um,
And another thought I just had, like thinking about the next scene, where we actually see the GRC council,
yeah,
in the flesh, and
yeah,
what happens there. I didn't even think about it, but could it have been that device that she got from Baltrock
yeah,
that caused the power outage there?
yeah. You know what though? Yeah, I think so.
I
'Cause
just
that would
thought of
make
that. I didn't even think about that.
so it'd be like oh, what do you call
Like a
that? Like
EMP.
yeah, like an EMP, but like then they because then I think they're gonna set up that she wanted demands.
Yeah, because it looked
That
like she was getting ready to take over. Yeah.
yeah, and then they also had that one guy, which was kind of interesting too. I thought it was kind of clever. That one like German or I don't know, maybe Turkish or whatever. Like he, because like they show him in the park walking up, and then they show him again being the bodyguard at the GNR or the GNC, and
Oh, I didn't catch
he's
that.
telling that other agent to kind of like be prepared or like um kind of
See,
give him like the alert right away.
I did not catch that. So the
Yeah.
guard that told the other guy in the GRC, that was Baltrock.
No. That's like another soldier that they were like they show because I caught it right away with my eye. Like, um, he had like kind of like
Oh,
a walk that
one
like
of the guys that was walking up.
yeah, kind of
Okay,
yeah. He had like kind of that
that military haircut.
yes. The
That
I was gonna say kind of
yeah,
the Terminator looking haircut. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
And so that's how I knew like something was up because he tells that one um I don't know what you call it, like the other like security
yeah,
person to
yeah.
go take like there's something else going on here or something like that. And he tells that and he's like in the room when the all of a sudden when the red lights turn on and the computer's up and I was like, okay, he's definitely they're definitely setting something up here with um
Yeah, I wonder how far they're going to take it.
yeah, that's gonna be an interesting point. Um
Like kind of like what you said. Like, are they going to set up some demands, or are they just going to take the council out? And if they do take the council out,
that
like
would be like
how is that going to set up, um, future things with response to people with superpowers, super soldier serum. Um, it wouldn't be a good response.
no, but yeah, I don't um hmm. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with that.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll
Oh
find
yeah,
out.
that's a good point. It's almost like it'll almost be like kind of like 24. I don't know if you ever saw that show.
Yeah,
Um,
I watched the first season,
it's kind
first
of like
couple
that
seasons.
to me. Like it's gonna go like that intense
Yeah, this
for
next episode. Yeah,
yeah. Like I feel like they're definitely. It's gonna like be like crap hits the fan super fast.
Yeah.
Like that's what's gonna be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just like this episode started out right off the gate, right out the gate, going into that heavy action.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be next episode, and I think it's going to be just kind of like how the Wanda finale, was pretty
yeah.
pretty fast paced. I think this the same here.
Just a little bit more
Action.
action. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna go out with more of a bang.
Yeah.
Um, like for the action style wise, and yeah. I don't know. Let's see what else.
Then
Well,
go ahead.
uh, yeah. So then, yeah. Once we see the red screen, then we see the suitcase. Then Sam opens it up with his thumb or his yeah, I think with his thumb, and identification was approved, and he opens up the case, and obviously we don't see it yet, but we see a smile. We see that indicating that he's going to be wearing. I'm assuming the old Captain America suit that was in the last. Well, I would say from the last movie, probably. Um, I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do. Let's say change the colors or something, but that's what I'm
Well,
assuming.
see that whenever he was sitting there, like in my head, I knew like they weren't going to show it yet. They're going to save
Yeah,
that for
yeah,
the
yeah, I knew that
finale.
too. Yeah,
But I was like sitting there. I was like, you better be the red, white, and blue Falcon suit. Like it
that's
better be.
that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Yeah.
It,
Oh yeah.
it could. Yeah.
Actually, the wife was like, oh, I hope it's like, um, um, uh, Bucky's arm, like black and yellow.
Oh, interesting. Um,
Which I don't think it's going to be that because you're
oh,
setting him up to be Captain America. I think it's going to be the red, white, and blue.
yeah.
Um, the only thing I just hope that it is dope looking.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the last part there?
I just hope it looks good.
Oh, I think it will be. Yeah, I think that's gonna look good on them. Whatever they got planned, I'm sure they I'm sure they tested that suit out on him, and then they're like, okay.
Yeah,
And so,
right.
yeah, I hopefully, yeah, I think it'll be a good looking suit and armor, and yeah, that's what's making me look forward to that season finale, or series finale. That
Yeah,
um,
just to see that suit.
yeah,
I
um,
think
yeah,
my big questions are is like like is the suit going to be awesome looking? Which I
yeah.
mean, it's Marvel. I have faith that it will be, but I want to see it. Um,
Right.
who is where are Sharon Carter's allegiances? What's she doing? Like who's she helping? Like
Yeah,
you
that's the
know,
huge question.
and
That's the
then also will we get oh yeah, I forgot about the first time I watched it, I missed the after credit scene.
oh really? I was like, I was wondering. I'm like, I stuck by. I'm like, I'm wondering if there's gonna be an extra credit, like ah after yeah extra scene here, and I was like, I just had that feeling, and yeah, they did. They show um Walker building a new shield.
Yeah, yeah. Which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I get it. I get why. But like, really? Like, you're
Yeah,
just
it was
gonna take some junk from Outback and build a shield in your garage? And
right.
like, you know, the Captain America shield is made of vibranium. It's super, super lightweight. There's going to be a lot of different, um, like, like if he ends up throwing that steel, um, shield, like that's gonna hurt a lot more than what the vibranium would, just because of, you know, weight and how, you know, physics works.
Right.
um,
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually got the same material though. I just feel like
no,
it's a
no,
different kind of
he
shield.
and like, and also like, um, vibranium is, well, at least in the comic books. Like, I forget, like, if they say anything about it in, the um in the MCU, in the cinematic universe. But vibranium is really, really difficult to work with,
Right.
so you definitely can't, be, just some random dude. Like, he's not a random dude, but when it comes to, building things, he's definitely a random dude, and he's definitely not going to be building a vibranium shield. I think it's definitely like steel, definitely.
Right.
Which is going to make that shield heavy.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be definitely be a heavy bot down shield that he's gonna utilize. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see how they
When he started making it, like, I thought he was going to make, like, kind of like the old school shield, like the, um I don't know what type of shape, but that is, but like the square with the rounded bottom, and then like the curved tops.
um interesting.
I thought that I cuz I just don't see the, um
Is that the is that what I'm thinking of? Is it like you're saying like the shields, like the logo in the inside? Is that
hold on
or
here.
different?
It's like that.
Oh, that shield. Yeah, yeah, I gotcha.
That shield.
Okay, that little fakey shield that he had as a display in the first
Yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
But he's definitely making a round shield. Um
Yeah, he definitely had a round um that he
he,
was making or
he
actually
was
had.
like using his badges to weld it, I guess.
Yeah, he to um um like to put it on the like yeah the to put it as the symbol of it on the on the circle part of it all, like on the
Oh, okay. Okay. I
is
thought he was using the metals to do the welding in between each um like cylinder. Like
well, yeah. I mean, yeah,
he
he
used
was
one he
he was
used the star one, right? Yeah, I remember it cuz he had it up in the middle.
yeah, yep. That's exact. Yep. That
Yeah, and like what what's going to be John Walker's fate? He's definitely going to go, I just wonder what's going to happen. It's I don't know.
yeah. Um. Yeah, it's probably going to be him in the Flag Smashers and
Yeah.
excuse me, sorry. Flag Smashers, and then yeah, and then somehow Bucky and Sam will intervene, and they gotta stop him because he would be too. He's gonna be too nuts or too.
Yeah. I
Uh,
could see how that could be a possible ending. Like, so we've already met Val um, in quotations because I'm saying it in my head. Um, like maybe, um, like I guess heavy speculation here. Like spoilers if it does end up happening. But the end of the battle. Obviously, we're gonna have the good guys are gonna win. I would think. Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, um, and John Walker's, probably going to be broken, not dead, but you know, beat up pretty bad. Um, and I can see Val coming in at the end, maybe an after credit scene for the finale, and scooping him up.
Um, yeah, it's a big possibility.
Oh, but any other thoughts on the episode? What we might see in next episode, or any hopes, dreams?
Um, yeah. Let's see. All right. So I'll say this. I'll say, see, this episode was definitely, again, this was the episode where they set it open for the final episode that's coming out.
Yeah.
And it's definitely got me intrigued for this last episode because it's going to obviously be very intense, very action packed ending.
Oh,
Uh, and yeah, it's definitely it, they're definitely trying to get you very very excited for what's going to happen next. I mean, obviously, what we predict is um, we got John Walker just going to go crazy, and Rock Smashers, Flake Smashers is going to try to do what they need to do, but I think they fail, and it just ends up being a mess with John Walker and them, and then Sam and Bucky have to kind of intervene to help them stop Walker, and then whatever Vale or yeah, whatever she's got planned will probably be could be a setup for something future in the Marvel universe. Maybe even with Sharon as well, and that's it. And then I'm curious to see. Well, I'm curious to see what's going to happen to Isaiah and his grandson.
Yeah, his grandson. I hope that comes back somehow, some way. Um, I don't think it necessarily I don't think it necessarily has to be in the finale of this series, but I definitely want to see Elijah Bradley, the grandson, come back.
Right.
Especially, because I feel like they're setting all the pieces up for a lot of things, but
Yeah.
it does feel like they're setting up for the young Avengers slash new Avengers, um,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that would include Eli.
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah, um, yeah. I think that's all for the Falcon.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
have I do have the. I just always worry about playing um, videos.
Um, and I was gonna say like is it like a clip of this prior episode or are you
Oh
talking
no, it's the Army of Dead.
Army Dead? Um,
I think if I just like play it and then stop it, talk a
yeah, I
little
think if you do
bit.
that, you should be okay. Just like
Yeah,
every 25 seconds or 30 seconds or something like that.
yeah. So I'll just go ahead and like see what do I got this. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I wonder if I shared. Oh well. Let's see. Can you hear that?
No.
Nope. Uh,
It's got to be like that share audio or whatever, I think.
yeah. I didn't see the button though. Oh, there it is. Of course, it's right there. You can hear that now, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mr. Ward, how would you like to make $50 million on a warm summer's evening on a train bound?
Like just right off the bat, absolutely love Zack Snyder's visuals. Like I will always stand behind like any movie he's involved with, because I'm gonna know that like his eye for cinematography and everything, like is just brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Like that right there is just that's great, definitely more scenes coming up, and like I'm trying to think, is there any? I can't remember I love Dave Bautista as Drax and
Hmm.
um Guardians of the Galaxy, but not really seen him in very much else.
Oh, he's been in a lot of movies. I actually have a movie that he was in with his other wrestler. It's called like The Wrong Side of the Town. Um, it has the other wrestler too, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so like he's in it. He plays like a friend of his, and it's like a fun, cheesy action movie. That's a pretty good one. He's done. I haven't watched those two comedy ones that came out. There was that one with him with that Uber driver, like Uber Stew or something.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the previews for that.
Yeah. And he also had the other one with the little girl. Um, he had to like he was an agent, and she's like in like I think like second grade or something or fourth grade, and he has to protect her, but she's kind of like outsmarting him a little bit or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, you
Oh,
got," because she has like the wits, and he has like the brawn
right. Yeah.
kind of thing. So I know that movie was out, but the one that he did that, and it was only a small part, but he was really good in, was in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. But like in this one, it seems like he's going to have a definitely a more prominent role. Wouldn't you
Yes.
think? Yeah.
Well, I think that like what he's like number 2 top billing in this movie,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
at least.
And that Asian guy, oh oops. He's been in a lot of stuff.
um,
Let's see, go back here. Oh, wrong screen. That guy.
oh yeah, he's gonna be in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot too. Gosh, he was like in
Was
uh,
in the Wolverine
Sunshine.
movie.
What's on?
The Wolverine. The
Yep,
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Yep. He was in the Wolverine. He was in I think Sunshine.
Oh
Rush
yeah.
Hour, Rush Hour 3.
Good call on that movie. Sunshine is a freaking badass movie.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Danny
Yeah.
Boyle movies since 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
And because he also had the same script writer in Alex Garland, so I mean that's the reason why I like I like those two guys together.
Yeah.
Those guys want to make a movie. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that gosh, Sunshine. Yeah, that's a very underrated movie that people don't talk about enough.
I wish they would though. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, it deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I saw that movie, it was when I was getting a lot of movies, for free from the library,
Nice.
and I had picked it up, and I kept that movie for a little bit because I freaking watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's one of those times you gotta watch like a multiple time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's jump a little forward here and check a little bit more
Met
out.
up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep.
Just real quick, like, sometimes, Zack Snyder's use of pop music kind of drives me crazy. I didn't like a lot of it when he used it in the Zack Snyder Justice League. But I when it works, it works. And I think in this trailer, I think trailers is where it works the best,
Yeah.
and like this music just hits very well for this trailer.
I agree.
So we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces.
Think about
knowing
everything we did, all those people we saved.
The way they held.
And like that part right there where he talks about like all the people we saved and stuff. Like isn't there supposed to be a prequel series or a prequel animated series in production already?
I think so. I think that's what I heard. Yeah. He's going to be doing a lot of a lot of these like stories now. At least so far that I've heard on Netflix. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he builds this story up.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about that.
Look what it does.
You don't mind my saying.
What if?
I can see you're out of base.
What if just once
Taste of your whiskey.
we did something just for us? You ready to play?
That's awesome. So like the girl that we saw there, with the right there.
Yeah.
Is she the late edition? Am I correct in assuming that she's the late edition that replaced because Chris how do you pronounce his last name? Diala?
Oh, I guess I'm not 100% sure. I thought, I'm not sure if it was this woman or if it was the blonde chick. I thought.
Was it the blonde chick?
I thought so because like something about maybe this girl was a replacement, but I thought I heard something about, if I remember correctly, that the blonde girl like came in. Yeah, I think it was the blonde girl. I think because then they CGI'd some of her stuff in.
And
and
to
then
replace him.
Yeah, and then I think pretty much like because then they said it looked like it would look seamless. So like they really did a good job on the CGI with all her parts. The blonde that should be coming up shortly after this part.
I'm sure we'll see her again.
We'll see her, yeah, because she popped up in the trailer.
Did you hear what happened to Chris D'Elia? I have no clue how to pronounce his name.
No, something like he started the film and then something happened and he had to bail out. And
he got canceled for good reason. He was talking to underage girls on Snapchat, and
okay.
The funniest thing about it is the way he got caught up. Like he was on something, and they were talking about, because like there were allegations, out about it, and he was talking about it, and he didn't know that you could save Snapchats. He thought they just all disappeared. And so he got caught up real bad.
Okay.
But anyways.
You ready to play?
There's $200 million in the vault beneath the strip, with a 32-hour window to get it out. Find the safe. This should be a simple in and out.
It's not.
There she is.
Yeah, was that her?
Yeah, the part that was open up the window. Yeah.
Dang it.
Right there. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm really I've heard a lot of people say like it's like Dawn of the Dead meets Ocean's 11, but I think it's a really cool concept, having
Yeah. I'm
um,
going to take it one step further, though. I'm going to say it reminds me from Dusk Till Dawn.
yeah,
Because he's definitely doing a Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino thing in this movie, and that's why I'm even more intrigued. Like, instead of doing the vampires with it, you're doing the zombies with it,
right,
and I'm intrigued with that concept. I like what he's going to do with this. I'm totally down with this movie because I like that kind of idea. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna rob a bank and it's gonna be easy peasy, and then all of a sudden these creatures or these come out and they'll all of a sudden like, oh well, that just went to crap.
right.
So yeah, I think that's what I'm most intrigued about this movie. I like that concept. I know some people don't like that concept, but I'm one of those. I like that concept, and I really like From Dusk Till Dawn. So I'm really down with this movie right now.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, like being a zombie movie fan, you've seen so many different zombie movies, and like they start to, become very similar,
Right.
and I think this just adds like a different aspect that'll, that keeps it fresh in a way.
Yep, I agree.
All right. I love that shot.
What the?
So a lot of people have been talking about what the like sentient zombies,
Yeah.
And it's a concept I'm pretty used to by now. Z Nation, that sci-fi show, I think it's on Netflix now.
Oh, was it that show that was on Sci-Fi?
Yeah, Z Nation.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen previews for that.
Yeah, it has some sentient zombies in it. And I'm pretty sure there's some like Land of the Dead zombie movies that have like thinking zombies. Like, am I wrong? I feel like I can't think of any off the top of my head, but
I know. Well, I know the big one was back in the heyday, the Dawn of the Dead 3, the which was actually that one was Land of the Dead, I think the original one. I'm thinking of
right.
the 83 or 85, the one that George Romero made.
Yeah.
Bob being the first. Bob was like the first zombie to talk or kind of to pick up human
Right.
communication, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I couldn't remember it, but yeah, yeah. And yeah, it doesn't seem like a big stretch. I feel like some people are thinking like, "Oh, this is like super new." A lot of people were comparing it to I Am Legend. The way
Yeah,
the zombies were in there.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it is similar, but like when you think about, what the Army of Dead is, being a sequel to Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, and being in the Romero universe, um,
yeah.
like what you're saying with Bob, it's something that is a natural progression,
Yep.
I guess. And um kind of stopped it on a bad scene there. She's badass looking.
Yeah. No, yeah, yeah, the visual effects on the zombies look amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder who did the makeup at least, because I almost feel like that's like almost Greg Nicotero kind of style, or
Right.
Thompson. Very close.
Oh yeah.
I like it. So I think that just the visual alone of that looks really, really, really good. But it would be kind of it would be great if they did get those two guys back, because again, they were both in from Dusk Till Dawn.
Right.
Plus, on top of like him also doing I know Greg doing Walking Dead, and it just the fact that he would be back doing a zombie movie and visual effects, if he is doing this, that would be just awesome, flat out awesome.
Oh yeah.
But even even if it's not them, I mean, I gotta give it to that group of people that did all that work. That's really good work.
Looks like costume design, Stephanie Porter. Makeup department. Huge makeup department.
Yeah,
Um
it's gotta be like there's gotta be a lead person though that.
so co-department head is Ozzy Alvarez.
Okay.
Nothing really. Most of them, like I'm on IMDb. Kevin Kirkpatrick. That's the
Uh,
other. That's the other co-department head.
yeah. No, I'm not too familiar with him, but I think Alvarez. I think.
Kirkpatrick has um a Romero movie under his belt, Staunton Hill,
Oh.
Swamp Thing, and Project Power from Netflix.
Oh.
Avengers in Westworld also. And then Ozzy Alvarez. Ozzy Alvarez has Splinter, Aquaman, Logan,
Oh.
Cabin Fever 2.
Okay. All those other movies, yeah, Count Fear 2, no, but all the other movies so far, yep, I've
Yeah.
seen. So
And Brightburn.
nice. Nice. All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
definitely. Oh, I'm brain farting on his name. I want to say Nicholas Tarantino, but we were just talking about him. The guy from Walking Dead, that's doing Walking
Oh,
Dead.
Greg Nicotero.
Greg Nicotero. There we go. Definitely has his vibes to it. You know, very
Mhm.
natural. You know, the dark around the mouth and everything.
Yep.
Okay, let's.
They're not what you think they are. They're smarter. They're faster. They're organized.
Best that you can hope for is to die in the street.
Oh, scheiße.
You got to know when to
This movie's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I haven't checked her yet, but it's having a theatrical run. I'm pretty sure, correct? Right?
I think if it is, it's got to be premium limited though.
Yeah.
That's the only sad thing because Netflix is really strict. I mean, unless they,
Well, I know that that George Clooney movie, The Midnight Sky,
yeah,
that was like a Netflix original,
yep,
and that one was playing in
couple theaters.
in my theater in my town, and I mean we're not huge.
No, I think a couple Marcus movie theaters might have had it. Maybe an AMC theater might have had it even. I do recall some theaters having it, but yeah, that was well. I also understand why that was very limited because of the because of all the stuff that was happening. So that was even more limited, unfortunately. But yeah, this one could get a little bit more. This one could get a good theater time, depending on how Netflix has that set up. I guess I'm not 100% sure how they're setting that up.
Yeah, just a quick look. I can't really find anything that it just everything's saying release dates.
Right.
I really do hope like just like Godzilla versus Kong, I just think it would be a lot more enjoyable, you know, big screen,
Yeah.
you know, people
Yeah.
next to you, everybody shouting and jumping, everything, you know. This is one of those movies I think it deserves a theatrical release.
Oh, I agree.
know when to walk, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count. When the deal's done.
What is this?
That thing looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they did. He's got me intrigued with this zombie tiger for sure.
I know, right? You know, like there's like things that you just never think of, you know, and I think, um, when The Walking Dead came out, I hadn't read the comic book, so I wasn't aware of like the way the story,
Yeah.
like actually pitted like humans against each other rather than it's fear the living rather than fear the dead.
Right.
It's interesting spin and new aspects that really made it enjoyable. Especially first 5-6 seasons.
Yeah.
I won't get into everything
Yeah.
that like fell apart, but
Yeah.
still, first 6 seasons, brilliant. Absolutely love them still. Also, I actually the other day, I was wanting to, try to find the the pilot episode of The Walking Dead. They did it in black and white.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, what they did was they did a 2-cut version. They did the version in color for it to be all, and then they went back and they re-edited it to be put back in black and white. Just for the heck of it, they did that for the AMC special. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was I always liked that version a lot because it fit really well with that first episode. But yeah, just like new things, like this dude looks pretty awesome. Oh, there we go. A little bit clearer picture there. That's crazy. Like you can see his tendons here.
Oh yeah.
Oh. And like I heard somebody talking about it, and like do you think it looks like he's actually like leading, kind of almost like he's a commander in the troops? Like, because like if you kind of think about it like as like a virus that takes over, and if it affects animals, like the virus isn't going to necessarily care that you're human or a tiger.
Yeah.
The tiger could be one of the commanders.
It's
we obviously see that the girl, the like I don't know what they call them, but like the feathered, got all the
I was gonna say
the jewels and stuff.
I was gonna say like she was like that, like one of those dancers, or I think, or the
yeah
at the clubs, yeah,
like the big fancy clubs,
Yep. Yeah. So I heard like one rumor that I heard is like apparently Zach said it doesn't affect birds though.
Birds?
Yeah, it doesn't affect the birds, I guess.
Well, that's good.
So I'd be like, so it can affect all the other animals, but not the birds. I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Although I think he's lying. I'm sure there's gonna be like a bird that'll show up at the end of the movie, and it's like all zombified.
Yeah.
Maybe like, I got you.
Well, that's like it almost sounds like it's one of those things where like because I think I heard one of the things is that like Las Vegas is all bordered in, and like you can't get in or out, and so like if you're trying to contain a virus and birds can get it, there's no way to contain that.
Right.
So it's kind of like an easy out. Oh, well, yeah, the birds just can't get it. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I don't think that's not going to be anything big.
Yeah.
That's going to be like something some crazy person's going to be ranting on the internet about. The birds can't get the zombie virus. Like in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. It's ridiculous. Totally throws logic in the wind and makes absolutely no sense. The movie's terrible. Okay, let's check this.
It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.
I forgot that guy was in it.
Know when to fold 'em,
Yeah, so super excited about this. Um, what was that guy's name?
Oh, he's been in great TV shows and movies. Like I forget his name per se, but he was in the Gifted. He was also in another show called The Hand of God with Ron Perlman. I'll look up his name, but yeah, he's just like,
I got it here. I always get like him mixed up with Timothy Oliphant.
oh yeah, I can
Like,
see, yeah,
they look kind of similar, and they kind of have like not necessarily exactly the same, but similar vibes. You know,
yeah,
but it's
uh,
Garrett Dillahunt.
yep, yep, that's right, Gyarados.
Oh, he was the dad from Raising Hope.
Yep, yep.
Yes, I love that show.
I saw that's another one I saw commercials on. I never watched it when it was out, but I could watch it on Hulu. That's definitely one of the shows I gotta watch. Is
Oh
Raising.
yeah, and he was on Justified.
Yeah, he played like a bad guy on Justified. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, he's been on a lot of stuff. He's one of those.
Yeah,
He's one of those actors that's just in a lot of stuff, and yeah.
well, he's been. It looks like he's been in a lot of Timothy Olyphant stuff.
Shows.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
if I just saw it correctly, he was also in um um Deadwood.
Yeah, Deadwood. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's got a good filmography, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, he's definitely one of those actors that you gotta look out for. Like that, like he's definitely merging up there with a lot of our like high end guys. Like
Yeah.
I almost want to say like he's like almost kind of close to me, like as like to Michael Fassbender um was to like being Magneto in the X-Men prequels.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Before he got Magneto,
yeah,
like he
yeah,
just
like,
needs that one breakout role, and he'll be top tier. You know.
yeah, pretty much. I think that's, and it's funny because he was in one of the mutant spin-offs, The Gifted. He was playing a good villain role, I thought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I never watched that show. I remember be super excited for that role, and I don't remember why I never watched it. But I never did.
yeah, I was bummed that they. Personally, I'll say this: I was bummed that they canceled it because I wanted to see what they were going to do for the third season. I mean, I thought season 2 was okay, but the way they ended it, I was like, okay, all right, now you got me very excited for season 3. And then they canceled it, and it was going back to at that point. That's when I went back to Disney.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like, have you seen the New Mutants?
I have not. I've
Oh.
heard a lot of bad things about that movie.
So it's on HBO Max now. I hadn't seen it, so I did finally watch it. And, I've also heard, like that there is, there's another cut of it,
Oh God.
um,
Another one.
right.
Another
But like you can tell that like there's a lot of like wishy-washiness with the direction.
Did they make it into a horror film though? Because originally they said they were supposed to do that, like that was the whole reason. But then I also heard no, they never did replace the horror elements or whatever.
Yeah, and that's
was
like
kind of-
exactly what I mean. Like you can feel like there are horror elements to it, but like they all feel like they were like tugged back. Like they didn't go all out horror like they probably should have.
Well, see, I think that's the misleading part that Fox did, because they originally, so they did the trailer for it. They made it seem like it was going to be this horror mutant movie, and then, so then they were like, "Oh no, we're going to reshoot this movie for certain elements because it wasn't horror enough, I guess." But then they ended up just showing the people the non-horror version, anyways, and they wasted like 3 years or 4 years of just to show the movie.
Yeah, that movie, like I really like it sucks too, because Anna Taylor-Joy is phenomenal and she's really good in it. And Macy Williams is pretty good in it.
What about the guy from Stranger Things, the older brother too?
Yeah, he's they all do pretty good. They're all. I thought the standout was definitely Anna Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
but I don't know. There's just it's one of those movies where you watch it and like I mean, I hate to say it, kind of like Justice League, the 2017 Justice League, that you can just feel like the disconnect throughout the whole movie. Like things weren't meshing up as well as they really should have. I enjoyed it because I'm a big Mutants fan, and I like all these characters, and it was definitely fun seeing some of the things. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was definitely fun seeing some of that stuff on the screen. But yeah, definitely could have been a lot better. But I do have one last thing. It's pretty big news. Let's see here. Oops. And you probably have seen a lot of people talking about it. But
oh yeah.
Alfred Molina, he's basically confirming that he is going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home, which from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, this was my favorite villain.
Well, and the interesting thing is that was like one of the best Spider-Man movies, though. Like that was
Spider-Man
like
2.
Yeah, it was like, I remember seeing it. I saw that movie twice on the big screen, and I was like, it's just one of those movies that's just so, to me, it was such a great movie. It was, I don't know, that story followed through really well.
No, yeah, I mean, it's
great.
Doc Ock. Yeah, oh yeah, he is Doc Ock.
Yeah,
and to know, because speculation is fun, and like the leak game or whatever that everybody else plays, on all those channels and whatever. I don't pay attention to those,
right. Yeah,
because until either like the production company or the actor themselves says something,
Yep.
I don't get behind it, and
oh yeah,
this definitely gives more credence for Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire to be in it, since we are bringing and he says that it's the it's the Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's playing a
I
Doc
knew.
Ock in that universe. He's from the Raimi verse.
Right.
But it's really cool. I thought it was really cool, and just the things that that it does set up it does lend a little bit more credence to the possibility of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showing up in No Way Home, don't you think?
Yeah. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about though is like I'm excited that he's back, but I hope they don't throw him in just for like 2 minutes in the movie and then they do like this thing where Tobey Maguire just jump kicks him in the air and then that's the end of Doc Ock.
Right.
I'll be like, what is this? This is crud. Don't do that, Disney. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope they don't do anything short with him. I hope they actually allow him to do a lot more work in the movie. Let's see. Yeah, I'm curious to see if they'll bring over any like villains from the Andrew Garfield ones. Like, I wonder if they'll bring over like his Lizard Man or something like that.
So Jamie Foxx has been.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's been confirmed also.
Yeah,
I think that was by the production studio, actually.
that's right. I hope they don't. I hope they give him a different costume design or something.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do what they did with what's his name from JJ's the Star Trek guy. God, I'm blanking on his name right now. I can see his face, but oh, hold on here a second. I got this. He works with I can't think of it right now.
The J.J. Abrams Star Trek, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, he was the script writer with Roberto, his buddy Roberto Olsi or whatever. It's Alex something, I think is his name. I can't. I see his face, but because he did the Star Trek Discovery that everyone's hating on right now.
Oh,
Alex something. I'll get it up here. Okay, Alex Kurtzman. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I had to think about it as I'm typing it. I'm like, oh, it's Kurtzman. Yeah, there it is. Of course. Yep. Yeah. So hopefully from the Kurtzman movie, they redo the costume because that was pretty cruddy.
Yeah. I guess something I heard, it's not in here, but that whenever like it was confirmed that he was going to be in it, Jamie Foxx had tweeted out that he wasn't going to be Blue this time. So
right.
He later deleted that tweet. So it, whether or not like, is he actually going to be Blue this time or what? But
yeah, that would be the waste. That would no. Put the green suit on him. I mean, they can make a really cool green suit with that, what his character represents. But I would not make him look like Emperor Palpatine kind of style.
Right. Yeah.
No, just don't. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with you that like they better not bring Doc Ock just to get kicked in the chest
Yeah.
for like a 5 minute like cameo.
Right.
Um, because that was, like the fun part of, of that movie was, Doc Ock's, um obsession with this technology and, his fall,
Yep.
and all of that struggle. What made that movie great. And so I hope they're able to bring some of that in to this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It'll be interesting to see what they all do with it. Like, I mean, are we gonna still see Tom Holland, Spider Man, to be like the victor, or
Yeah, right.
do we actually end up getting like Tobey Maguire back? Does I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation on that. So we'll see
Yeah,
how they do that.
yeah, and to kind of go along with what you were saying, with like, the amount of screen time that Alfred would get, it's like are they doing too much? Like, would having Doc Ock, um Jamie Foxx, Toby and Andrew, and you think about it, like, are they going to have Mysterio back?
Yeah.
Um, like is all of that too much? Is it going to be a convoluted story, or are we going to get something like good out of it? Like, can they take all of these aspects and like structure it into like something good?
I mean, theoretically, yeah, but
Yeah.
who knows what they'll do? Um, they might even still. I mean, my goodness, they might be throwing in more villains that we don't even realize yet. Like, for
Yeah.
example, we could still be getting Michael Keaton back as Vulture
Yep.
at some point. You could. I know that guy from Breaking Bad, who was at the end of the first movie. He was going to come. They got him set up to play Scorpion.
Yeah.
Uh, and then you've got, um,
And then you know what I forgot? Like, whenever you said Michael Keaton as Vulture, reminded me that the do you remember, like, I haven't heard much about it, like, and I like totally forgot about it and just until just now, but you remember the Morbius trailer?
yep,
You
yep,
remember who was at the end of it?
yep. It was Michael
Yeah.
Keaton talking to Morbius, like,
Yeah. Um,
so. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm thinking, like, we could see a potential cameo from Michael Keaton's Vulture in this movie. We could also. I'm curious if they'll do it or not, but we could maybe get a cameo from Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin again.
yeah.
I mean, a different mask, hopefully, but like still like a cool with him acting back as the Goblin. That would
Oh
be dope.
man. Yeah, I just worry, like, even whenever it was, the only thing I was hearing was, Andrew Garfield and Toby Maguire. Um, like, I don't know. I just worry that, they're gonna try to do too much and it gets convoluted and it's just kind of a messy mess. And
Well,
because, like, if you think about Man movies, it's the movies that have like too many villains in it that get messy.
right, but I don't know. Like I heard supposedly, I don't. People keep talking about a producer's cut of Spider-Man 3.
Oh
That
yeah.
I mean, it sounds like that cut sounds a lot. It's a lot better movie. So it's like if it's out somewhere, I'd watch that cut just to see. Oh well, because I heard they took out a lot of the garbage out of the theatrical cut and just kind of did a little bit of a better story to it, and it actually was pretty good. I heard.
Oh yeah.
So if that's the case, I mean, I would watch it, but
I don't like Topher Grace as Eddie Brock.
yeah,
It just doesn't fit for me.
Topher Grace would agree with you. He was like because I was listening to this was like a story they did back in 2018. I was listening on Michael Rosenbaum's um, Inside You with Michael Rosenbaum on Spotify.
Like,
And
is that like Smallville Lex?
yep, Smallville Lex Luthor. He's got his
Oh.
own podcast on Spotify, and
He's from close where I live.
oh, nice,
Yeah.
very, very cool. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I knew that he was. He talks about a lot about being raised in Indiana,
Yeah.
and
Sorry, I totally messed up your train of thought there.
so anyways, he talks to Topher Grace about, well, so you were in Spider-Man 3 as Eddie Brock, and he's like, and he goes, now, what'd you think about, Tom Hardy or whatever about the new Venom? And he's like, I'm glad for him. I saw the look of that Venom. He's like, I knew right away that Venom's awesome. Tom Hardy was better. He goes, yeah, hands down, better choice. I can see that's what he said. So obviously he agrees that with the people that
Right.
that
I still haven't seen that Venom movie.
I'll tell you this, visually it's awesome, but story wise it's I
Right.
you gotta have Spider-Man or something like that in the movie. It's too
Yeah.
It just didn't work. It's like, and a lot of people are saying, well, if it was rated R, but I'm like, even if it was rated R, it had strong visuals. It wasn't even that wasn't really going to make the movie awesome, because the way the story was told, it wasn't like, it was just bland. It was like, you need something more to Venom. Like, you have to have a purpose. So I think that not having Spider-Man in that movie at the beginning, at least, was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah,
at least for,
I can definitely see that.
but in a weird way, I am very curious about the sequel, because you got Andy Serkis directing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Woody had a little cameo at the end of the first one, so
Yep.
obviously he's the big star in this one to play Carnage. So there could be a lot more story arc. That's going to be a lot better, but who knows? I mean, even with all this stuff, it still could be a big letdown. But hopefully not the case. But yeah, the first Spider movie, it's yeah. I don't know what they're thinking there. It just
yeah. I just can't imagine a Venom origin story without at least a cameo from Spider-Man.
Right. Right. Well, but what's got me more excited, I guess, too, for the second one is because, like, with what they're doing with Morbius, is that Spider-Man, that they're doing their own Spider-Man for the Sonyverse, which is going to be the Sinister Six. So we could still get Spider-Man 2, and also him being also getting a cameo in the Sinister Six movie or something like that.
Right.
There could be some really cool storytelling with that if that's really well used. So fingers crossed. Hopefully they do something really cool with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always hope that any project that's forthcoming is gonna be good.
True. But another thing that's also got me worried, I don't know if you heard. I mean, again, it's a rumor. I take it with a grain of salt. Like I've heard like possibly Tony McGuire's Spider Man is like that he dies in the maybe like in the middle or maybe in the beginning of the movie or something like that. So like he would just be in it for a little bit. So
Oh yeah,
it'd be like Tom Holland and Andrew Spider Man.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, again, I take that with a grain of salt because I don't really know. I mean, it could be Andrew Garfield, Spider Man, who gets killed off.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
just, yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Yeah, I could definitely see something like that, you know, um, because that's a lot of shared screen time, in
Yeah,
between three Spider-Man.
yeah.
Um,
So you kind of know one of the Spider Mans is gonna get opt off right away. I think
yeah, right.
unless they really go old school Wild Wild West kind of thing, where all three Spider Man save each other and they team up really that well. But I don't know if I see that directly, but
Right. Do
could.
you like the animated Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, I thought that movie was
Yeah.
really well put together.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the second one when they come out with that one.
Yeah, they've I haven't heard much lately, but I remember sometime this last fall they had started work on it, and it was during the pandemic, so um they had started work on it during the pandemic, so that's always good.
Yeah, I'm sure that probably will be like a. If I was a guess, they probably have that coming on in 2023, maybe late of 2022.
Yeah, yeah.
If
That sounds
anything,
about right.
they could do something like that. But yeah, I know that right now the biggest thing is they want to push that Morbius movie, Venom 2, and of course this Spider-Man movie because it's the last one under the Disney property.
I haven't heard much about the Morbius movie though. Like I was saying, I almost forgot about it until you mentioned Michael Keaton, and I remembered the
Yeah,
the cameo in the trailer.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, they kept. Well, I mean, isn't this? I think it's that one's supposed to be out in I don't know, like June, July, October. I think maybe if they ever plan to release on it. I mean, I know it's gonna. I know that one's supposed to come out still this year. I just don't know what date or month. Um.
oh, January 21st, 2022.
Oh, really? Whoa.
Yeah.
They wow, they're really pushing it that far back now. Wow, that's pretty cruddy.
Yeah, that's just what it has on the Google search. Um,
So then, the Venom one's going to be October of 2022 then, because I know they pushed that one all the way back too. Wow, that's pretty.
yeah, that seems like a far way because I thought it
Yeah.
was
Whoa. Like that's like
no,
talking about money
that's
too.
weird because it's showing it's actually showing Let There Be Carnage for September 17th, 2021.
Well, that is really weird then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I thought Morbius would be coming out before.
Well, wait a minute. On my, I just typed in Venom 2, and now they're saying September 17th on mine. They're throwing. Oh yeah, okay. The Venom sequel will now open on September. Wow. Let me double check Morbius. That's cruddy though, because Morbius was done before Venom too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and they would be losing a lot more money too, just for not releasing it. Oh yeah, I just typed in Morbius and it does say 2022 January. That's cruddy.
Yeah, because I was actually more excited for the Morbius
Yeah, a lot of people.
than the Venom 2.
Oh wow, they even I didn't realize this, but they got AVR RED back at producing. He's producing the Morbius movie.
That name sounds familiar. Who is that
He
guy?
produced him and his dad produced the original Marvel movies.
Oh yeah.
RED family.
Ah.
That's interesting because they have bad blood with Feige, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh
So that's gonna be interesting.
yeah. I just, I don't know. I think just
Oh,
like my thought on it is like just let Marvel pay you money to let them use Spider-Man or any of the, Spider-Man related properties, just charge a shitload. Disney has the money, they'll pay it.
well, see, that's the thing. I think like that Spider-Man will be in. It could even be in Venom too, for all we know. Like we could actually end up getting like a Spider-Man cameo from whoever they decide to cast, and
Right.
uh, yeah, we definitely you could see in Spider-Man in the Sony versions, and then yeah, and I guess whatever happens to Tom Holland and this movie, that's it. Like he's done. So we won't have Tom Holland. Even if his Spider-Man survives and everything, um, we won't have his Spider-Man back. But what I have heard in a weird way is that they might bring in the Morales Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse.
Right.
So that could happen after all. So it's a really weird thing. I don't
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't
it out.
that whole thing with like it's crazy that Spider-Man is a Marvel property and it doesn't even have access to its own. Like I know why it happened and the whole comic bust in the late 90s, and they had to sell the properties to, otherwise Marvel was going to go bankrupt and everything. But
Oh yeah. That was
yeah,
like that's how they got the Fantastic Four to be with the Germans or whatever because they
yeah,
wanted that property so bad.
yeah. uh but oh well, we're going on 3.5 hours. Good talk, some fun stuff. Doc Ock is confirmed for Spider-Man No Way Home. That's pretty cool. Add some credence to possibly Andrew and Toby being in it.
Yeah.
And really the fact that it's not a new Doc Ock, but it is the Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi directed Spider-Man movies. Let's see. Army of the Dead looks dope.
Oh yeah.
And the Falcon and Winter Soldier finale is going to be very fast paced. A lot of things to figure out. It's going to be a wild ride. I foresee it's going to be a wild ride, and it's going to be a fun ride, and I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Good action ending.
Yeah. But I think that's all we got for today. See you back next week. We can do Saturday again if you wanted to.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I can do Saturday tomorrow or Saturday tomorrow. I can do Saturday next week.
All right.
So we'll say 7:30 again. Next week's Nerdier Things Live. We'll be talking about the finale. We might just do finale talk, unless we might wait. Next week is that Mortal Kombat next Friday?
Yeah, it comes out Friday. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll probably talk about Mortal Kombat too.
Oh, that's right. Because it'll be on. I'm gonna try again. I want to say something really quick. I want to try and see if I can get it see on the big screen before watching on HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
That's one of my.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try at least. I mean, we'll see.
That's all right. If you get to watch it, like I don't have to talk about it. That might be one I make because I made an intro for something like a fight.
Nice.
So Mortal Kombat would be a fight, because I was going to do a review of King Kong versus Godzilla, but it took forever for HBO Max to be for it to be able to play. And I hope that does not happen with Mortal Kombat, because I am actually excited because the missus is actually excited to watch the Mortal Kombat. I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan. I wasn't, not a big fan of the earlier movies, but this one does look exciting. This one does look pretty Mortal Kombat-ish, more Mortal Kombat-ish than the previous ones.
Right. Yeah. This one's going to be. They're definitely using the violence and the like the fatalities and brutalities from the video game. So they're bringing all that. They're bringing all that into this movie. So I mean, that's what's making it more exciting and giving you that R-rated.
Yeah.
Definitely pops this version out. So. I'm really excited for this movie. I really hope it does really well as Kong versus Godzilla. But that's me. I know a couple groups want to bring it down already, but I'm like, no. I think it's going to be a good movie. I'm really hoping for it to be a good movie, and I want to see it be successful on a personal level. But we will have to wait and see. But I've heard some people have seen it, have liked it, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. The screeners were out in India,
I think, yeah,
Middle East.
Yep. Yeah, they had some early screenings and stuff, and I heard some good reviews already from that. So that's why I'm looking more and more interested in this movie.
Yeah.
Flat out. So I'm very excited for it.
Yeah. So hopefully you can go see it before we talk on Saturday. If not, we'll hold it off until next Saturday. We'll definitely talking about it. But we'll definitely be talking about the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier
for sure
next week. And until then, live long and prosper, stay nerdy. Peace
out.